So first off, I hope everyone's safe. Really is an absolutely crazy time. I've made it back to Gisborne, to the citrus orchard where Hayden is, and it's probably the best location for me to kind of wait out the New Zealand lockdown. I've actually got other footage in the past still to edit, but I thought I'd share this one which is more up to date. I'm taking you back a couple of weeks to when I was at the Covey Caravan Motorhome Outdoor Super Show, when everyone was starting to talk about the coronavirus. It definitely seems quieter this year than previous years. The topic of conversation at the moment is coronavirus and everyone's talking about it. This seems to be the weekend that a lot of events have been cancelled. It's a strange feeling. There's lots of like antibacterial wipe stations everywhere. It's a shame, like it's just talking to some of the stall owners and they haven't sold as many as they have previous years. And David from Cruising the Cup made it one day.
So the latest news is anyone that arrives in the country needs to go into self-isolation, self-quarantine I should say. That's what it's up to right now. And I think from Monday all large gatherings have to be cancelled. So I'm kind of looking forward to leaving Auckland personally. There's only been 6 cases in New Zealand and no deaths so far, but I think they're keen to make sure that it doesn't go beyond that, kind of stomp it out before it progresses from that. I'm leaving tonight after the show, as soon as I get back, so I kind of want to pack up, ready to leave. I live permanently in a second-hand UK caravan for over 3 years. And I have a YouTube channel. Alright, I'm all attached and ready to go. I'm thinking I'm going to drive a couple of hours north right now, get out of the city. Google Maps had told me I'd be driving for an hour 45, but with caravans probably longer. It's close to 7:30 now. I probably did leave around 5:30. It's a town sports field that you can stay along a couple of sides. No idea what it's going to be like tomorrow. If like this is where all the school kids come to play in the mornings. It's Sunday night, so it'll be Monday tomorrow. But so far, it's just me and one other person. It seems pretty peaceful. So I'm still here. I changed my mind. I decided I'm going to stay another night. It's $15 for if you use power. I ended up plugging in. And it's just very peaceful. So moving day today. I just rang the campground ahead just to check that there was room and everything. Interestingly enough, I was asked if I was a Kiwi, and yeah, this virus is on everyone's mind. So I can see some waterfalls from my bed. Not bad, not bad. So this is my campground for the next couple of days. Situations like this, I kind of wish I had motor movers and then I could swing the caravan around, have plenty of privacy and plenty of views. You can see my caravan. That big white area on the left is my caravan, and I can see the waterfalls from my bedroom.
and I meet up with David from Cruising the Cut, who is travelling around New Zealand, and we go on a boat trip to see the Bay of Islands. And then we got back to the campground only to find out that New Zealand and Australia were planning to have their countries closed to travellers, which is a problem for David because at the end of the month he had booked to fly via Sydney, stay in Sydney one night and then carry on home. So there was a lot of uncertainty at that point about could he stay in the airport? Could he even get into Australia, stay in the airport for a day and then carry on? Would his flight still be running, or would they all be cancelled? Would it be better to wait for them to be cancelled and fly directly from New Zealand? Like lots of options like running through his mind. Like what if one flight's cancelled but the other wasn't? I think we left it where he'd try to ring his travel agent in the UK that last night, and that he'd at least head back to Auckland first thing this morning so that he was closer to the airport and try to figure out what the best option is. So a bit of a contrast. I did not sleep very well last night. I just feel like things have kind of really kicked off a bit, so I plan to just drive south, at least get south of Auckland. I don't know, I think I'll feel more comfortable if I'm a little bit closer to possible bases maybe. I really have been dithering about where to move to next, and I'd organised to have my gas fixed in Tauranga on Thursday next week. It's Saturday today, and I don't know, and then I'd have to leave it there for a few days, drive to Gisborne and then drive back. I don't know. But I'm also aware that with the virus scare that maybe it's better to get these things fixed sooner rather than later, because could be handy to have a fridge that runs on gas. But then I was thinking, should I just spend the money and get a compressor fridge that I'll be needing for the vintage caravan, and then I'd have like a guaranteed fridge that works, but then this would still be broken and I'll need to fix it at some point in the future anyway. So that's been running around in my head this morning. So I've decided I'll probably move to Matamata and just figure out what I'm doing. Am I going to Tauranga or am I going to Gisborne? And at least just get part of the way there. That was a decent drive. It's 3:45 now, but I am close to Matamata. Last time I was here, this campground was really muddy, and half of it was closed because they just had the Rugby World Nationals, I don't know, one of those things happen, and they'd been absolutely flooded with tourists racing around New Zealand. This was it. It's super quiet because everyone's apparently cancelling their stay here because of the virus fears. So I did actually have the owners here. They're actually lovely couple,
yeah, but we had a good chat about how insane everyone's going at supermarkets and how they're talking to their landlord about hopefully cutting a deal because of this loss of revenue. And they had a lady on the phone all panicky, ringing up trying to get her money back because she's over 70 and she can't come anymore. Apparently I missed some news. New Zealand said for domestic travellers to stop travelling so much. I'm going to jump on the website right now. I need to figure out if I'm staying here 4 or 5 days and still going to Tauranga to get my gas fixed, or am I just going to go straight back to Gisborne. Good morning. So I've decided I'm going to go back to Gisborne today, back to Hayden. I caught up in the news last night and it was all saying don't do any domestic travelling if you don't need to. So I'm just going to go back to my base, I think. Just because I feel like every day there's been some change, some dramatic change, from closing New Zealand borders to, people in the supermarket starting to panic buy and hearing friends' jobs shut, and I don't know what tomorrow will bring, so I'd rather be with Hayden at a base that feels safe and just wait and see. Poor David, message to say he's driving back to Auckland today and going to try and just get a flight back to the UK. He contacted his travel agent and they sound absolutely useless. They basically said we're dealing with people with flights this week first, ring back next week. So he's a bit stuck, so he might just have to buy a new flight back. But I've offered him, if he does get stuck, I've offered, he can stay in this caravan, I'll stay in Hayden's bus, he's got options if he's stuck. And I made it back!
Yeah, she's back. I don't know what to say.
It goes to level 3, which means schools, gyms, cinemas, etc. are closed. It's like another day before everything shuts down, and I was expecting people to be panic buying, but so far I haven't seen anything, which is really reassuring. So Gisborne seems very relaxed. So we just went to the supermarket and there was lots of space for parking and it was all very calm. I'm actually feeling very relieved after that, very relieved. There were there was maybe a few spots were a little emptier, milk was pretty low. But
Still no flour.
Still no flour, but overall, Coca-Cola, Hayden's a bit panicky. There were no bottles of Coca-Cola, no cans of Coke that he normally gets. KFC is fine.
It's got a bit of a line.
A little line, but I've seen that just as long on a Saturday night, so I'm feeling relieved. I don't know if it's Gisborne is tucked away from everything. We've actually got a couple of supermarkets. For the number of people in the area, we've got quite a lot of food options, so I'm feeling good. Got some wood so I can carry on with Vinny if the Bunnings closes. It did sound like they weren't sure if they were going to lock down Bunnings, so relieved. And we start lockdown at midnight. Everyone is to stay home except for essential workers. And now we're on the 3rd day of the New Zealand lockdown, and we're only allowed to go to the supermarket, petrol station and pharmacy, I think.
We haven't actually gone since the lockdown. I think we've got a couple more dinners and then we probably will need to go in. Well, one of us has to go in. They don't do delivery out here anyway. Too far out of town. So I really do hope everyone's okay. It really is, I don't know, who would have thought that this would have happened a month ago? It's different, very different. I do hope everyone's safe. And David did make it home. Apparently he had a stressful morning at the airport with flights changing on him, but he made it home. So let me know in the comments below how you're doing. Yeah, guess it's just a wait and see, isn't it?